you trust your government? Do you trust them to always do what is right for you? And do you think they make decisions that are in your best interest?
Yvonne Okwara is one of the most respected media personalities in Kenya. She is not only good at her job, but also managed to shy off controversy in her long career. When she is off the TV, rarely will you hear her name, as she holds a philosophy of keeping her life private. This is not to say that she is a complete misery, because on several occasions she has given highlights about her life. In the heart of Nairobi on March 16, 1983, a baby girl was born to a woman of deep faith, resilience, and strength. She will grow up to become one of Kenya's most trusted voices. Her name is Yvonne Okwara. Born to Esther Ambali Sunday, a humble yet powerful single mother, Yvonne was the youngest of 3 siblings, but her childhood was far from ordinary. Her eldest brother, Albert Okwara, was born with an extremely rare condition, deaf blindness, a result of her mother contracting German measles while pregnant. Doctors told the family he would not survive past 10 years old, but he lived, and his presence shaped Yvonne's life. Yvonne once shared, "Albert didn't speak, he didn't see, but he taught me more about humanity than any book could ever do." From as early as 5 years old, Yvonne was more than a sister. She became a caregiver, feeding Albert, dressing him, and keeping him safe from a world that didn't understand disability. This, she says, was her real schooling. Yvonne's formal education began at All Saints Cathedral Primary School, where she showed signs of academic brilliance early on. Teachers recall her curiosity, quiet strength, and a love for reading. She then joined Kianda High School, one of Nairobi's top Catholic girls' schools. There, she developed her love for science and public speaking. She thrived in debates, constantly pushing herself to think critically. Her next chapter led her to JKUAT, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Microbiology, a surprise to many who would later know her as a media powerhouse. But for Yvonne, science was about discovery. It was a way to observe the world, and in many ways, prepare for the careful, truth-telling journalism will demand. Later, he will sharpen her communication skills further through the Bloomberg Africa Leadership Initiative Media Fellowship, positioning her to speak not just eloquently, but impactfully. Yvonne's media career began modestly as a voice-over artist for a children's program on KBC. Her first on-air work wasn't hard news or interviews. It was storytelling for kids, but it taught her tone, presence, and the power of connecting through sound. From KBC, she moved to Hot 96, then QFM, QTV, and NTV, cutting her teeth in Kenya's most dynamic media houses. These years weren't glamorous. They were foundational. Her big break came in 2012 when she joined KTN. There, she wasn't just an anchor, she was a force. Her interviews were piercing, her presence commanding, and her integrity unwavering.
But Governor, then some would say that your style of leadership is perhaps one that doesn't seem to respect those you report to. As a public servant, Governor, who do you report to?
How would it be if I've attended more than 11 times?
Who do you report to, Governor?
To the people of Nairobi.
And when the people summon you through the Senate?
I'm always there.
Okay.
I've missed twice or thrice.
All right, we'll come back and talk about that number because it looks like it's slightly different from that.
No, it's not.
In 2017, Yvonne was selected as one of the moderators for Kenya's presidential debate. In that high-pressure moment, before millions of viewers, she stood calm, composed, and clear. She grilled candidates not just with facts, but with fearless poise.
Ruto, do you believe in the independence of the judiciary?
Pardon?
Do you believe in the independence of the judiciary?
This moment centered her role as a guardian of public discourse in Kenya. Soon after, she joined Citizen TV, Kenya's leading station. Here, she became a household name, anchoring primetime news, moderating discussions, and becoming a moral compass for many viewers.
You know what? Let's stop pretending. Let's stop pretending that the Constitution matters, that the law applies to everyone, that institutions still function. Let's just admit it. We're not a nation governed by the rule of law. We're governed by vibes and the whims of those in power. because that's the only way to explain it. I mean, you have a Deputy Inspector General.
But Yvonne's influence didn't stop at the screen. She took her private pain, Albert's struggle, and turned it into public advocacy. She became a board member of CBM Kenya, an international NGO supporting persons with disabilities. She also advised Africa Uncensored, a platform for investigative journalism.
Police without our knowledge? Unfortunately, some of the narratives provided by the authorities are not even fit for nursery rhymes. You know, intelligence is not exactly a preserve of the state. So let's take a look at the charge sheet, shall we? Besigye is accused of being in illegal possession of 8 rounds of pistol ammunition, ordinarily the preserve of the Ugandan military, while here in Kenya.
Her guiding question: how do we tell the stories of the invisible? She helped launch the Malaika Awards with Daddy Owen, honoring people living with disabilities. Ivonne wasn't just covering stories, she was living one and using it to build others. In 2014, Ivonne married Dr. Andrew Matole, a respected veterinary surgeon, in a private ceremony at Crown Plaza, Nairobi. He was older, already a father of 3 and deeply supportive. Their union was quiet, mature, and grounded. Yvonne took on the name Matole and embraced a blended family. Their marriage was seen as an embodiment of grace and partnership, a media star and a surgeon navigating love beyond the cameras. But in early 2024, something changed. Yvonne appeared on TV without her ring. Then, the name Matole disappeared from her on-screen signature. Speculation followed, but quietly, respectively, Yvonne confirmed they had separated. Sources close to the couple revealed a key tension being children. Andrew wanted more. Yvonne had long expressed that motherhood wasn't her path. She once said, "I don't feel the pressure to explain my personal choices to society. I am living my truth." After the separation, Yvonne didn't pause. She pressed on, anchoring with deeper purpose. She started sharing more openly about grief, womanhood, and social pressure. She tattooed Albert's name on her arm. She launched a mentorship series for girls interested in STEM and media. And above all, she continued delivering the news with clarity, composure, and conscience. Yvonne Okwara is many things: a scientist by training, a journalist by calling, a sister by love, and a woman by choice. Her legacy is not just in what she reports, but in what she represents: dignity, discipline, and a fierce commitment to truth. And in a world full of noise, she remains anchored.
After you?
You know, I wish they would answer it. I wish one day you can ask them. I want to tell you...
Have you never spoken to them since 2014,
let me say
when things started to come a cropper?
Let me tell you, in Uhuru's government, we never talked. We never talked after he came for me. All right? You must remember, I was even put in an obituary. I'm alive, but I was in an obituary in the Daily Nation. Right?